Welcome to Path to Recovery. I'm Apryl Chapman Thomas, chatting with Milton Segarra, Coastal Mississippi CEO. Thank you for joining us. First, let's start with, tell our viewers a little bit about Coastal Mississippi, the region it covers, and what the area is known for.
Thank you so much, Apryl. Thank you for having me. Well, Coastal Mississippi is a tri-county organization. We're in charge of promoting Coastal Mississippi, which goes from Waveland in our Hancock County to Moss Point in Jackson County. And in that beautiful trip, and if you do it by the coast, it's going to be, you'll see that a 26-mile beautiful white sandy beach, and you're going to go through places like Gulfport, like Biloxi, like Ocean Springs, Long Beach, beautiful small towns with a lot of people really happy to welcome people every single day. And here you come, and you could have from a very simple day at the beach to spend your night at one of our beautiful casinos full of entertainment with a very diverse activity, again, from nature and adventure to all sorts of entertainment and excellent places to see and enjoy with the family or with your friends or colleagues, or if this is a group. It's something that I can tell you. Normally, we have 13.5 million visitors a year coming from all over, but mainly from the south. It's pretty much a driving market, 5 to 6 hours driving range. So we get people pretty much from Houston all the way to Atlanta, to the north of Mississippi, the north of Alabama, and certainly the Florida Panhandle. So it's very diverse. It's a big market. And in the last couple of years, we have had different circumstances, but right now we're seeing how people are trying to, as much as possible, to implement safety precautions in terms of health, so they can come and enjoy our beautiful facilities with their family, but also be safe and have a great experience.
Briefly walk us through the shutdown. And this came at an unusual time. I think it was just Mardi Gras just finished up. Were we getting into spring break? What was the time frame?
Well, in our case, you know, if you're talking about the COVID-19 in particular.
Yes.
Well, you know, we had one of the best starts of in the last 5 years. January and February were great months for the coast. We were seeing most visitors coming, better occupancies. You know, all the key performance indicators for the industry were pretty much ahead of last year's. The restaurants were full, the attractions, the tours, but obviously in mid-March we had, obviously as the rest of the world, we had the coronavirus, and in March 19, our casinos were closed, and that was a very important moment for us. And pretty much most of our hotels were closed, and the restaurants, as per federal regulations, it was closed, and we had a very difficult March and certainly April, but we decided as a destination that we could understand that, you know, besides being professionals trying to bring people every day to our destination, we are family members, we are residents of this community. And we wanted to make sure that we share the truth with our people, which was, you know what, don't come now, stay at home. When the time is right, you come and visit. But right now, the most important thing is that you stay at home, you stay healthy, you stay safe. And when the moment is right, we'll be here waiting for you. And we kept that, and pretty much the entire team who worked out of home, like most of the other destinations and corporations in the world. But we never disconnected from our markets, from our people. We were not promoting to come. We were making sure that we understood what was happening, that for us there was nothing better and nothing more important, that they were safe and we were safe, and that paid out. You know, recently what we're seeing, Apryl, is that people, you know, they pay attention to what we said. They were thankful to that, grateful for that type of message. And now we're seeing that families and other members are coming over the weekends and they're spending some time with us, we're seeing better occupancies. The beauty of coastal Mississippi is that you can get excitement and relaxation in equal measure. And you go to the beach and you see how they are respecting social distancing, not like you see in other places. Our space is so ample, so big that we can comply with that. Our restaurants are keeping at least 50% occupancy only. They are making sure they comply with all the regulations that are from the state, from the local governments or federal government. And we put together what is called the destination promise, which is we promise to every visitor that if you come to coastal Mississippi, you will get the experience you are aiming at, the reason why you came, we're gonna provide that experience. But also we are encouraging them to wear the mask, number one, to wash their hands at all times, to keep social distancing, and to follow all the rules from either the CDC or the local governments or any other organization. And we did this in conjunction with the 3 largest healthcare organizations in the coast, the 3 largest hospital systems, and they help us to craft this particular destination promise. And we believe, number one, our stakeholders are following our recommendations. Number two, people is paying attention. We provide what people is looking for, places that they can come, that they don't feel that it's too crowded, and people likes that at this particular moment. And with the destination promise in place, people are feeling safe, people are having a great time, and obviously we hope that when things return to the normal level or whatever is the new normal, they will be loyal visitors to coastal Mississippi.
Excellent. Also during this time, how did you keep your industry partners engaged, informed? A lot of Zoom meetings, a lot of just kept in touch, let them know we're here, we support you. What actions did your office take?
And April, let me tell you, that's the most important thing, and I'm glad you asked that. Under the direction of our communications and engagement department, Erin Rossetti and her team, Anna Roy and Patrick Clay, they've been doing a phenomenal job, keeping constant communications either on our social media platforms, newsletters, Zoom meetings, newsletters, updates, calls. Obviously, it was difficult to visit them. I mean, it was not recommended. So pretty much it was done online or digitally. But we were not only recommending things, we did a toolkit for this, and we did some recommendations from all sorts of medical recommendations and safety and the precautions that they will need to, but also, and for me, the most important thing is that we were paying attention to the needs of our stakeholders. And we were trying to get some answers and some recommendations to their own specific needs. Keep in mind, April, that most of our industry partners are small and medium-sized businesses. And here in the coast, we are the largest private industry, only second to the government, which is the largest because we have some armed forces bases, and we have several other facilities of the federal government. So government employment is really big. We're the second one. More than 30,000 people works in this industry. And we wanted as soon as possible to try to, number one, make sure that the locals, we were supporting the local businesses so they can shop locally, they can eat locally, all that type of things. And number two, working with the local authorities and federal government to make sure we can access additional funding to start promoting the different stages of our reopening strategy in the marketplace. Thank God that has worked tremendously. The support from the hotels, the venues, the restaurants, the attraction has been very positive. The support from the government, from our board of commissioners, the local elected officials has been great for us. And I think we're gonna be able to complete the coastal Mississippi reentry plan to the marketplace very successfully. And we'll see what happens in the next couple of months, but so far, everything looks very promising.
I'm going to touch back on, you mentioned face coverings earlier. Is it mandated in coastal Mississippi, or is it by venue? I mean, I assume places like Beverage, the casino hotels probably have the requirements if you're in open areas to wear the face covering. Is that what it is?
Well, in some of our casinos, as a matter of fact, in all casinos right now, it's a mandate. You must wear a mask. We are reaching out to our elected officials at the city levels and the counties, trying to share with them our view that it will be extremely beneficial for us that we live here and for our visitors if there is a resolution or order that masks should be wear at all times when you visit coastal Mississippi. But right now, the casinos, you should wear a mask if you want to be within their premises. In some restaurants, when people go in, you go with your mask when you're having the dinner or the lunch. Obviously, you take it off, but only the casinos has that specific request and requirement, I should say.
How has the marketing changed? Have y'all changed your marketing plan? What are you doing differently, or just staying the same?
April, that's the most significant changes. What we used to do is no longer relevant. We're talking about a very different way to communicate and to engage with our clients. Nowadays, and this is going to be the future that is here. Now, when people, when families, when groups, when corporations in business travel, or just a couple are traveling, equally important to the hotel they're going to stay or the airline they're going to fly, they would like to know how prepared that destination is in terms of safety and health situations. They want to know that if they're visiting you, you have a good plan in place, that you were able to manage the COVID-19 crisis on a positive way, on a successful way. And one of the things that I can tell you that that has been helping coastal Mississippi, again, our 3 counties, is that if you take a look to the numbers of the entire state of Mississippi, less than 4% of all the cases and deaths are here. So that means that, and again, we wouldn't like to see not even one case, not even one person that lost her life because of this. But when you compare with some other destinations and other regions of the state, it's safe to come. You know, we're taking the necessary precautions, and that's why it's so important. And I'm going back to the communication with the stakeholders. They need to understand that the decision-making process from now on is different. You could have the most beautiful beach in the world. Maybe you could have the best rooms in the world with the best price points affordable. But if you cannot influence that traveler, that if they visit you, they're going to be safe, and that you have taken the necessary precautions to make it safe, they will not visit you. And that's a new layer. That's a new dimension on how you're going to market to, and how you're going to identify, talk, and engage with your current visitors and future visitors.
Looking back, is there anything that you wish you knew at the beginning that you knew now? Would you have done anything different? Or is it too early to tell?
Actually, no. I think we did the right thing with the information we had at hand, and at that time, we made the right decision, which was to tell our clients, you know, stay home. We got it. We got this. We understand. There's going to be a moment in time in which we know you're going to come back. We'll be here. We'll wait for you. We'll be ready to give you the best experience ever. But right now, that doesn't count. That is secondary right now. The most important thing is stay home and stay healthy. And I think we did the right thing. And we'll do it again if need be. We hope not. But now we know that there is no tourism if your community is not healthy, April. As simple as that. No tourism if there is no healthy communities. And for that, we need to make sure we take care of our people, that we're safe, that we're healthy, in order to welcome people to our communities and facilities. And I think that message was understood. We had a lot of support from many others, not only tourism-related organizations. And that's a way to go. In times like this, collaboration, partnership, being honest, transparent, is what people is looking for.
Now, as we wrap up this interview, what advice, what one piece of advice would you give those in the industry? What have you learned? What do you think that's most important you could share?
Yes, I think this was sometimes, and let me tell you, I've been in many of those situations. Sometimes when you have a hurricane or a natural disaster, the immediate reaction of the destination is to come back. We are back in business. We are open, business as usual. That's what you try to do as soon as possible. Sometimes some destinations take that out of time when you're not ready yet. But in this case, I think everybody understood it was not a race. It was not a matter of what the time will be. It was a matter of data. It was a matter of scientific information. And for this type of situation, that's what we should do. Always pay attention to the data, not what we would like to see happening or how we reacted in other type of disasters or emergencies. But in this case, we were talking about the deadliest virus like this pandemic, and there was no time to think about the business. It's about thinking about the well-being of our community and your visitors. And believe me, I would do that every single day if need be. That's the way to go. The other way is no longer the way to communicate with clients. They know.
Well, thank you. Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, April. Anytime.